Alright, welcome back to another video on selling options for some extra income. And if you're new to the channel, I've been trying to sell some options for some extra income for quite some time now. And mostly I've been selling weekly options. But today I did something a little bit different. I sold options that were a month out, and now I want to give my thoughts. Is it better to sell weekly or monthly? But before we get into that, if you like this kind of content, I document the good and the bad and the ugly when it comes to selling options, my journey to make extra income doing so. If you want to follow along, hit subscribe. If you want to learn the basics of selling options and help out the channel at the same time, go check out my course. It's down below. You will make this money back with only selling a few options, by the way, which you'll see plenty of times on this channel. So if you want to help with the channel, go check this out down below. Try to make it affordable, well worth your time, and teaches you everything you need to know when it comes to selling options. Portfolio, in terms of equity amount, we are down about $2,500 today. But that's not what I wanted to focus on. What I want to focus on is actually some call options that I sold on none other than Sofi. As you know, I have a lot of Sofi shares that I've accumulated from selling options and reinvesting the premiums back into the stock. And I had some shares that weren't tied up in previously sold call options, and so I sold some today. And I want to look at one particular trade. If we go down to the history, it is this one right here. I sold 5 covered calls for $15 strike, expiring in about a month. Well, actually exactly a month. And I made $155 total from this one trade. And this is unlike me because usually I sell weekly options. And the reason for that is it gives me flexibility because these options aren't tied up. And if something happens, I have less time that they have to be held up in those options I sold. And I think that makes me more flexible because it gives me time to react versus having an option that I sold and stuff's tied up for a month and I'm just playing the waiting game. But then I sold these options and I started to think about the positives of the monthly. And one of the positives in my mind is I don't have to do as much. I might not make as much in premium as I do the weeklies, and I might not be as flexible as I may like. But when I sell monthly options, I don't have to keep focusing on these options and see, okay, do I need to roll? What's my game plan if these become in the money? Because what I'll let these do is I'll just let these go. And then come the week of expiration, I can finally take a look at them and say, okay, what do I actually want to do with these options? Depending on the current situation. And I've sold probably over 1,000 options in the last 6 months. And trust me, if I don't have to focus as much on the weeklies, and even if I make a little bit less, it gives me a little more peace of mind, then I'm totally okay with adding that to the mix. And so what I was doing was I was asking ChatGPT, as I do from time to time, about different strategies when it comes to selling options. And really it suggested that I do a little bit of both. So I think going forward, that's really what I'm going to do. I'm going to sell my weeklies as I do today and also throw in some monthlies that I don't have to focus on as much until the week of expiration comes. In terms of trades I made today, this top one here, this Sofi, was originally a $15 put that I sold. I rolled it out to September and I rolled it down from $15 strike to $14 strike and still made an extra $144 after everything was said and done. Here's the monthly calls that we just talked about, and total today, $323 I made in premium selling options today alone. For the month, we're looking at almost $3,100 so far this month. So I surpassed my goal of $2,000 by 50%. So I'm super excited for that. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about my recent trade just because it was a little bit abnormal for me to sell monthly options. But long story short, I think I'm going to add that to the mix. So thank you for watching. I know this was a short video, but I wanted to talk about it and I thought maybe you'd be interested in it as well. If you want to check out the course and help out the channel, like I said, it's linked down below. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you in a future video.